SL's All-Star Access takes center court tonight. A Jazz man has been named as a starter for the big game.
All right, a voice familiar to Jazz fans will also be there when the NBA All-Stars take the court next Sunday. That is where we start our team coverage tonight. Alex Cabrero spoke to the man behind the mic, and Alex, he was in that very same seat back in 1993, wasn't he?
He was, Mike. You know, back then, Salt Lake was a city that wanted to be taken more seriously. We wanted to prove we could do bigger things. Now, this was before the Olympics, and the NBA All-Star Game was a chance for the city to show off a little. A lot has changed in the past 30 years, but the man who called the game back then and who will be doing it again next week, he's still the same guy.
That's going to be interesting to see all that.
The first thing you might notice is his voice.
Oh, yeah.
Utah Jazz fans will recognize that voice. Dan Roberts has been the team's public address announcer since the Jazz moved to Utah from New Orleans.
I'm in my 44th season with basketball here.
He is currently the longest tenured PA announcer in the NBA, and next week will call his second All-Star game. Roberts called his first one when Salt Lake City hosted the game in 1993.
The end result for the city and its recognition of having that here is kind of cool.
Salt Lake sure has changed a lot since then. So has the game. Basketball.
In 93, the game was competitive. It was East versus West. This is not competitive. All they're doing is, showing off, taking long shots.
Roberts is excited to call another All-Star game. He just wishes the competition was tough and hard-fought, like back when Malone and Stockton faced off against Jordan and Ewing.
That's still kind of cool to be part of it. I get that.
You can tell Roberts gets nostalgic about the good old days. His eyes lit up when we talked about how the arena will be called the Delta Center again this summer.
When we went to Energy Solutions Arena, I bet I screwed up Delta Center 8 or 9 times before I finally had to write it down and remind myself.
What is it now?
It's Vivint Arena.
I was just putting you on the spot.
You made me think.
It's almost like a return to the past.
Way out there. Marking from John Stockton.
Just like the All-Star game. And maybe one day, another finals.
That would be an ultimate for me. I would then, as you implied, possibly walk away. If I could get a ring, that would be cool.
And maybe his hairstyle has changed a little bit since 93, but his voice, it is still the same voice that Utah Jazz fans, the voice they know and they love, and it will be the voice here at Vivint Arena next weekend. Mike Adini, still Vivint Arena, not Delta Center just yet.
Yeah, I think we've all messed up that name, not just him, but...
well, you messed it up enough. You keep going, and it's Delta Center again, so we're good.
Come July. Thanks, Alex.